ITV1 gives you clear analysis on this general election. Get the latest with ITV News, tonight's specials, and join Jonathan Dimbleby for live debates. We'll ensure you have the facts when it comes to leaving your mark. Join us for the general election on ITV1 and ITV1 HD.
Now on ITV1, Alistair Stewart and Julie Etchingham bring us live coverage of the 2010 election as the results unfold.
Will Gordon Brown cling to power in the greatest comeback of modern times? Will David Cameron lead the Tories to an historic victory? Or will the Nick Clegg bandwagon roll on? All will be revealed in the most exciting election ever, Election 2010. Good evening. Britain's future hangs in the balance tonight after the most unpredictable election campaign we have ever had. At precisely 10 o'clock, the second that polls close, I'll be handed the most accurate possible prediction of how Britain has voted. The clock on your screen is counting down to that moment. And on the first chime of Big Ben, I'll tell you whether the Tories will seize power or have to share it, whether Gordon Brown will still hold the keys to number 10 or have to call for the removal vans, or whether Nick Clegg will have truly turned this election upon its head. At 10 o'clock, their fate, Britain's fate, will have been decided by you. Tonight, our team of correspondents will provide the most accurate reports and talk to the people who matter, live at more than 100 declarations.
Counting will soon be underway here in Sunderland, likely to be the first seat to declare.
In the key marginal seats across Britain that the Tories must win.
To Gordon Brown's constituency in Scotland.
In Oxfordshire, home of the man who would be Prime Minister and just might be.
And in Sheffield, where all eyes will be on the man of the campaign, Nick Clegg.
How has the MP's expenses scandal affected public opinion?
Will the recession cost the government votes?
Will there be big-name casualties tonight?
The fastest, most accurate results right across the UK.
Joining us, some of the biggest names in politics. Nick Clegg's mentor, the ex-leader of the Liberal Democrats, Paddy Ashdown. The man who masterminded the Tory campaign, party chairman Eric Pickles. Former Labour leader Neil Kinnock, who only months ago called Gordon Brown a definite winner. Plus, our man in the know, political editor Tom Bradby. Our panel will react to events and predict what will happen next.
Well, the fight for number 10 is almost over. I'll be bringing you details of that final struggle for power and what the results mean for these men, for Britain and for you, using the best and sharpest graphics we've ever had and the most entertaining.
And here to help us navigate our way through all of the facts and figures, Colin Rallens, the country's most respected voting analyst. Who will win the war on the web? Britain's best-known bloggers are with us, giving us a different view of election night. We'll also give you the chance to have your comments heard.
And I am hosting election night's most exclusive event, bar none, an A-list gathering of politicians, well-known figures and people who found themselves in the news before and during this campaign. All of them gathered at one of London's most prestigious landmarks, just a stone's throw from Westminster.
The final votes are being cast, and we're getting very close to the moment when we will predict which way this vote is going to go. So settle back and let us guide you through one of the most dramatic election nights in decades. Right, well, that poll is only a minute and 23 seconds away. But first, how will we be able to bring you the story of the night? Well, here at my desk, I've got just about every piece of information I need at my fingertips. Swing, share, predictions, as well as details of every one of these 650 results as they come in. There'll be thousands of pieces of information and an endless stream of numbers flooding into our control centre this evening. But don't worry, we will make sure that you are alerted to all of the key moments. So when you see this, for example, you'll know that we are about to get a result in what we're calling a one-to-watch seat. It might be a seat which could be crucial to the overall outcome. It may also involve candidates like cabinet ministers or other well-known figures.
And over here, I'll be feeding in all those numbers to give you a great picture of how your votes are changing the face of Britain. These are the seats that the parties must gain or hold, the seats that will decide election 2010. And I'll also be unveiling our new version of the famed swingometer, which will help paint an even more accurate picture of the night. More on that a little later.
We are just seconds away from that exit poll that will give the first prediction of how the night may well pan out. Up and down the country, 17,000 people have been questioned. This is their verdict. And there you have it. It is an extraordinary outcome. This is our exit poll prediction. Mr. Cameron, so close and yet so far, 307 seats. Mr. Brown, 255. And Mr. Clegg there on just 56.